up, everyone? Stephen Hurd with Hurd Homes Real Estate here in Orange County, California. And in today's episode of the podcast, I want to talk to you about the 8 benefits of practicing your scripts. Before I dive right into the content, let me just tell you my story. In the last 13 years of selling real estate, practicing scripts has been probably the keystone habit for me. If I could look at one habit that has directly related to having better conversion, more listings taken, less stress, less difficult clients, and overall career satisfaction, I would have to say that practicing my scripts and role playing them is that habit. So let's dive right into the comment. Right into the content. Sorry. Benefit number 1 of the 8 benefits. It makes prospecting more enjoyable. So when I practice my scripts, and I get on the phone and I'm talking to someone, I'm getting rejected less often because I convert better. So it makes prospecting just more enjoyable. And if you think about it, if your income is tied to your prospecting, and prospecting is a very painful activity, let's just be honest, don't you think you should do things to make it more enjoyable, to make it a more enjoyable exercise so your brain will allow you to continue to do it over time? The less enjoyable it is, the less likely you're going to do it over the long term. Benefit number 2, it helps you avoid difficult clients. One of the greatest scripts that you can practice is the pre-qualification script for buyers and sellers. What's your motivation? What's your timeline? What's your criteria? What are your needs in an agent? What are your expectations? Etc., etc. What does your financing look like? Do you have a down payment saved? Where are you pulling the down payment from? So if you get really good at qualifying clients, you start to see the red flags of the really needy, unmotivated clients. It's always the clients who are the least motivated, who are least likely to buy, that have the most neediness and make you feel the most stress. So step number 2, it helps you avoid difficult clients by pre-qualifying to determine if they're really motivated. And number 2, it helps you to set expectations with them. If you have a great script for setting expectations, hey, I'm so glad we're working together. By the way, I just wanted to share with you what my office hours are. I work Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. If you reach out to me after 5:30 p.m. or on a weekend, assuming you're one of those agents who doesn't work weekends and you get to that point in your career, but in the beginning, 8:30 to 5:30, Monday through Sunday, right? And if you reach out to me after those times, I'm going to follow up with you the next business day. Is that okay with you? That's a script. And if you do that, you can avoid those difficult clients and all of the stress that comes with that. Benefit number 3, it creates a better experience for the clients. If you're getting on a plane, if you're getting on a boat, or if you're going to go down a trail or a path that you haven't been down before, don't you want the person guiding you and leading you to be confident, to be certain, to be sure of what they're doing? The only way to communicate that certainty is to practice your scripts and then know exactly what you're saying. If you are timid, if you are not sure of your words, if you are stumbling all over yourself, then guess what? They're not going to feel confident. They're going to have a bad experience. So it's practicing your scripts is one of the best things you can do to create a good client experience. Benefit number 4 of practicing scripts is it makes increasing your income natural. Hey, if you're in the daily habit of practicing your scripts, that's like, sharpening the saw when you are chopping down a tree. If you're in the habit of sharpening that saw, it's going to get easier and easier to chop down that tree. So an increase in income should be natural. You should always increase your income. You should go for 20, 30, 40, 50, 100% a year if possible. And one of the greatest ways to do that is just to build the habit. Make it a habit of practicing your scripts every single day. Benefit number 5, it gives you more fulfillment in your career. Competence is one of the leading things that when they measure people to see how fulfilled they are and how passionate they are about their career, one of the things that they find is people who are the most competent are generally the most passionate as well. So if you feel really competent, you feel like you know what to say when people ask you questions and give you objections, you're going to feel passion, and that passion's going to come through, and you're going to get a sense of fulfillment in your career, and that's really important. If you're going to be working 40 to 70 hours a week somewhere, you should be happy when you do it. You deserve that. Maybe not in the first 2 to 3 years, right? You're going to have to struggle, you're going to have to suffer, But 3 years plus, you need to be happy doing what you're doing. And so when you know your scripts, it comes through in passion. Benefit number 6, it stops you from losing commissions over silly objections. If you're on the phone with a client and they ask you, hey, what's your commission? And you don't have a good response for that, guess what? You're going to lose at least 1/4%, 0.5%, maybe 1% on your commission if you don't deal with that objection properly over the phone. So when you practice your scripts and you can respond to that, hey, that's a great question. I'm so glad you brought that up. I'll make sure that we cover commission in detail when we meet. Does 7 o'clock still work for you? Great, I'll see you then. When you know how to respond to it confidently, you are much less likely to get tripped up over those little objections, and they can cost you on an annual basis, $30,000 to $75,000 in lost commissions just because you didn't have an answer prepared. Benefit number 7, it prepares you for a shifting market. Guess what you don't need in a rising market, in a hot market? You don't need to be good at scripts. You don't need to be good at anything, right? You kind of just show up, and a lot of people sell real estate. I mean, that's kind of an exaggeration. You still really need to be good in both markets, but there's a lot of agents who come into the hot market and they kind of ride the wave. But when you get into a shifting market, all of a sudden, homes need price reductions. All of a sudden, buyers take a little bit longer and they have higher expectations. All of a sudden, you're dealing with more investors. Well, guess what? If you are not prepared with your scripts for that shifting market, you might end up having the wave crash on you. And I've seen this to a lot of agents. I started my career in 2009 when we were kind of a little bit coming out of the bottom of the recession, and a lot of agents were just getting creamed because they just didn't have good scripts. So it prepares you for a shifting market. And the final 8th benefit of practicing your scripts is it's a very high return on your investment. Let's say you practice your scripts for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That's about 2.5 hours a week, so you spend about 10 hours a month. 10 hours a month, if you devote to practicing your scripts, you should be able to convert 2 more clients at a minimum. You invest that 10 hours, you sharpen the saw. Guess what? When you're out there at the open house doing the same amount of prospecting, the same activities, guess what? Now you're going to be converting better, and you should at least get 2 more commissions from it. 2 more commissions for 10 hours of work is an insanely high return on your investment. So these are the 8 benefits of practicing scripts. If you want to hear more script-related content from me, make sure to join my Facebook group, The Herd Way Real Estate Mastermind. I also have an objection handler manual. If you subscribe to this YouTube channel, find me on Instagram, send me a private message. I will send you my 36-page objection handler manual. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, and my Instagram handler is @Steven with a V, @StevenRealtor. Thanks for watching, and hope everyone has an awesome time practicing their scripts.